Hi there. This is Rick Lineker, and I want to talk about a few housekeeping details for Web 115 and CIS 115. The first thing we need to do is talk about how to make archives out of your projects and files. Sometimes it's very important to collect up all your files into a single file so that you can easily submit it to me via Blackboard or email or whatever you're going to do. Hopefully it's Blackboard and not email, because my email gets really clogged up. So for Web 115, we have a Web 115 directory, and if I right click on Getting Started, you'll see that I have some special entries there and a special entry there. That's because I have two programs installed on my computer. One is called WinRAR, which is a program that you can get on the internet that you can download and use. It's not a free program, however, you have a trial period, and even after the trial it just reminds you that you need to buy it and you can continue to use it. WinZip is also a trial program. I think after 30 days it stops working until you pay for it, but you can get older versions of WinZip that continue to work for quite some time. So now, if I select and right click on this and go to WinZip and say add to zip file, and I'll take all the defaults here, you can see it's created an archive with all of the files that were inside of that folder. And here's my zip file. If I want to use WinRAR instead, I just say add to archive, take the defaults, and it will create gettingstarted.rar. And either one of these are acceptable. And that's really all you need to do to collect up all your files into a single archive. Now you can do a single file if you want. Like for instance, if I want to archive just first.htm, right click, add to zip file, and it will create an archive with just that one file. And sometimes even that's preferable to submitting the single first.htm file, because Blackboard seems to not treat HTML files very, very well. Now if I go to where the CIS 115 files are, if you go to Documents, Visual Studio 2008, you'll see a Projects folder, and all of the projects that you have worked on are going to be there. The project I just did is called Test Me, so I'll right click on that, say Add to Zip File, and it creates an archive of that with all the included files. Or I can right click on it and say add to archive for a RAR file. We'll create a RAR file. Okay. Now normally you're not going to send me the entire project for C++. Normally you're going to send me just the CPP file. Excuse me, testme.cpp. If I say just send me your CPP file, you'll send me testme.cpp. If I say send me the exe, that's going to be found in this debug directory, and it will be testme.exe somewhere. Okay, okay, that's the wrong place. You'll have to find that under the. That's strange. It should be under debug. It's probably because I didn't build it or something like that. But usually it's going to be found in the debug directory. So I'll make sure I rebuild that. So normally I'll ask you for your source code, which is your .cpp file, or I'll ask you for your exe, which is your compiled executable. If I do ask you for the entire project, then you'll right click on the entire project and make an archive out of it. Now I'd like to show you something about C++ and how to run the program and create projects. Here I'm going to run Visual Studio 2008, and for a C++ program to create it, you go to New, Project, make sure that you have the Visual C++ tree open, and you select Win32 and type in something here. And hit Finish, and you now have your project, and your startup source code is right there. This window over here is called the Solution Explorer. If it ever disappears, go under View and hit Solution Explorer, and it will reappear. And that concludes this bit of housekeeping for those two classes. Email me with questions or ask questions on the blog. That would actually be better, because other students may be able to answer you quicker than I will.